back to Soda City Live. February is a month full of celebrations, but did you know that it was also National Weddings Month? Amber Watson and Carolee Matulis with Wedding Planning joins us to talk about some of the wedding trends you can see for the year 2024. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
It's such a pleasure. Now, first, we have to talk about the business. How long have you all been in business with Moi?
Yeah, so we've been in business for over 6 years, coming up on 7 this November.
Awesome. So you've seen tons of trends
come
and go. And this year is particularly different because there are some trends that I would consider to be a little bit nostalgic. So let's talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, so we're really excited because it's a fun year for weddings. It's less traditional. It's a little more exciting. So, for example, we've got this gorgeous wedding dress from Elizabeth Cole Bridal, and it's got these dainty details. It's got these like 90s hemlines, which is really fun. And this is like a little Taylor Swift moment.
I love it. Carolee, I'm going to have you come over here for me so we can get a good look at this train. This is not that traditional, you know, mesh veil, the tulle, I believe the material is, but I am loving the little accents of the pearls. You got a little bit here in the bow, and then it just goes all the way down the dress. Now, who is this? Who is the mannequin wearing?
This is a great question, and I cannot remember. Hair Couture, I think is what it's called. But it's from Elizabeth Cole Bridal, which is on Divine Street, and she has all kinds of stuff. So you can get something more traditional, a little more like straight down the road, or you can go fun and a statement piece. We both talked about this morning how we wish we'd gone a little more fun.
Yeah,
in our dresses.
I love that back. I love that back. I want to be able to show the front. We might be able to show the front in our next hit when we come back from the break, but let's talk a little bit more about some more of the trends. But first, for people that may not understand the roles of like a wedding planner, tell us a little bit about some of the work that you all do. Like, how do you put the weddings together? I'll start with you, Carolee.
Yeah, so pretty much, I mean, from start to finish, we meet our clients, we work for them, we get their vision. Anything that they have, we just kind of, you know, make it all come together, and whatever they want, we do for them.
Absolutely. And I mean, it is wedding season right now, so I know you guys are busy. And Amber, I've actually had a chance over the weekend to see some of your work, and I've seen some of her work before. You just did the Cola Rose, lots of beautiful touches there. But the one thing that a lot of people think about when they think of weddings, not just the food and the dresses, but the flowers. So talk about the trends with flowers this year.
Yeah, so this beautiful stunner is from Carolina Blossoms. So a lot of trends we're seeing, lots of color, lots of mixed texture, patterns, like this pretty vase right here. You know, just big statement pieces that really eye-catching.
Yeah, so is this something that would be more like, where would something like this be displayed? Would it be like a centerpiece or?
I think, or, you know, on a bar, maybe some like ground pieces we're seeing are really popular, so we're here for it.
Awesome. Let's talk about some of the other trends. We're going to pull a full screen up to share some of those details, but there's this 90s vintage that you mentioned. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I think we're seeing, and we'll see this in the bridesmaids dresses too, we're seeing a lot of the fashion from the 90s come back in general. But that's kind of moving into the bridal world too. So it's just fun to see some of those like straight across lines on the chest, or like even just something like this that goes like straight down an A-line. So it's just cool to see things that maybe we wore when we were in high school and middle school, coming back around and making their way back.
Even vintage cakes now, with like the piping, you know, all of the like cherries on the top, like everything, all the vintage vibes are back.
The people, one thing I remember, my mom got married in the early 90s. The one thing that everyone had was like the whole wedding party on their cake, and there was like bridges and then water fountain in the middle of the cake. They used to really be a little bit more extravagant. And a trend that I've noticed, not sure if you've noticed in the line of work that you do, but I've noticed a lot more people are becoming a little bit more minimal with their weddings. It used to be like this over the top, but now it's become a little bit more intimate.
Yeah, I think, you know, there's waves, you know, so it comes and goes, like big stuff, little stuff. I think post-COVID, everyone was like, get me out of my house. Let's have this massive party. And I do think we're kind of scaling back a little bit and doing more of like, let's just have the people we love the most. Let's spend our dollars wisely. So I think it's sweet to just have like a nice little small thing.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, for those who might be planning to get married, how would we start to plan? Like, what is the first step of planning? You know what date you want. What's next other than calling you guys?
Yeah, so budget is super important. And it's really hard to book any of your other vendors before you have that. You don't want to spend too much on the front end and then you're kind of stuck on the back end. So no one wants to talk about budget, but it's a necessity. So we always say budget is super important, and then getting a guest list as well, because every guest really has a dollar amount tied to it. So the two things that no one wants to do is cut their guest list down and talk about money, but those are helpful.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about the guest list, because me immediately I'm just thinking about the venue, this, that, and that, and that's why it's important to have a planner. So once someone, if someone wants to get in touch with you, either of you, for a wedding, how could they do that?
Yeah, so the best way is probably our website. We have like a form you can fill out. You can always like just shoot us an email or send us a DM on Instagram or something. But it is a little more streamlined to go kind of the direct route.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to pull, there's also a quote. I was going to say we're going to pull some more details up, because we are going to be taking a quick break and coming back, because we're going to continue to talk about some of the trends, and we're going to get a look at some of the dress trends other than the one we have here. And we're going to show you the front of this one. But there was a quote, Amber, you sent me that I thought was absolutely amazing and inspiring for anyone who is getting married this year. You said 2024 is the year of doing what you love. And you also said keeping the traditions you want and ditching the ones that don't suit you. And I think that pressure comes from family. And it's a year of not being afraid to use color and personal touches. And we absolutely see those in some of the trends that you displayed today. Another reason why I think, and this is my personal opinion because I don't know, you guys are the professionals, but I think the reason why you're seeing a lot of 90s trends is because a lot of the people that are getting married, their parents were married in the 90s, and I know a lot of people want to wear their mother's gown or have these, these personal touches from, just to pay homage to the family members that got married before them and just kind of incorporate it into their weddings. Is that what we're seeing with those 90s inspirations?
I love that, I think that's so great.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. This is not the last you're going to see from Amwal. We're going to look at some dress looks, so be sure to stick with us. There's also some more surprises in store.